Hello everyone. The chicken's been playing up, so I don't know what he's saying, but okay, we'll go with it. Good girl, Shaky. I wrote 3 pages of notes talk to you about today, but really all I need to say to you all is Merry Christmas, and thank you so much for joining me over these last few months. I've really enjoyed reading the comments and seeing the likes. It encourages me to keep going and keep making them, and I'd love to build a little group of us. And what are you doing, Shaky? Calm down. Calm down. Good girl. Yeah, you want to watch the fire? Not really, like I said previously, I don't really feel very Christmassy until sort of into the early parts of the new year, but in the spirit of wartime, you make the best of things. So I have broken out my decorations, and I've put my most personal decorations that I put on my big tree. I've put them out, and yeah, it's quite cozy in here with the fire on and the decorations. So I'm happy with this year. Not done too badly. But there's a lot of parallels going on this winter with as wartime. We've got real tragedies, true austerity, and sadly there is war in the world. And having that lack of victimhood mentality, that you just buckle down and get on with it, and you have to make Christmas as togetherness as possible, because that's the poignancy of it, is that you spend it with loved ones, whether you're separated from them or not. You're thinking of them. There are going to be people grieving this year. And Christmas is a marker, and it's what... You want to get on the fire? We're not having roast chicken, Shaky. No, we're not. No. But, yeah, I've been watching a lot of clips and things from during the war. You can see these on channels such as British Pathé, and I wrote these down. So you've got British Pathé, you've got Phil in Cornwall, you've got World War II, I was there. And I've also been listening to an awful lot of newsreels from the time, radio broadcasts, and if you listen to, the Churchill's speech or King George's speech, his, what do they call it? His message to the nation. I've completely forgotten where I was going with that. But I've been listening to a lot of those, and it helps you vibe, and you realise just how relevant and just how okay, this country isn't at war, and you may be watching from a country that isn't at war, but yeah, when it comes to the effects on the domestic level and on the individual level, it's there. It's definitely there. I think if you're wanting to experience a vintage Christmas, all of those things are great for absorbing yourself, and also listening to vintage music playlists and radio plays and things like that from the time. I listen to an awful lot of Basil Rathbone and Nigel Bruce Sherlocks. They've got a Christmas special one. It's sort of, I think there's a couple back to back that I listen to, along with Bing Crosby and, slightly later, but I watched Andy Williams' 66 Christmas special the other day. They're all on YouTube. That's the beauty of this platform. It's amazing. If you want to absorb yourself within the past, it's totally doable. If you want to look to the future, you can find things for that as well. Are you fluffing now? Are you pruning? Okay, you prune away. In regards to the ration and stuff, I mean, it's same old. I've had sort of some of the classics, really. I've had sausage stew this week, and I've had berry crumble and custard. And what else have I had? Oh, I bought some mince pies from the farm shop. Gorgeous, warmed up, very nice. Tomorrow I'm going to make some mock mince pies out of the cookbook, and I'll put the photos onto the community page. So I don't know whether you've been able to see them or not, but I've worked out I can put up to 5 pictures at a time on the community page thing on my channel. And I thought I'd share with you The People's Friend, just because it's a Scottish magazine, and I think it's still going today, but it's been going for a very long time. I think from the Edwardian eras. Yeah, The People's Friend. Anyway, I just thought that might be something of interest, and if I do find other things that sort of marry up with the dates, I've got maybe a few 50s and stuff like that. I'll take pictures and put them up so you can all enjoy them. But yeah, I mean, this year really is about sort of channeling the spirit of war and the wartime, and doing what you can. Sometimes the best things to make you feel, well, I don't know, it's kind of like feel the season, really, remind you of the reason of the season, but to do things for others. And that might be something as simple as others might to you be humans, or it might to you be animals, or it might to you be, I don't know, whatever. But simple, acts of kindness, really. Feeding the birds, make sure the birds are fed in the garden. If you know of a family where the kids aren't going to get much in there under the tree this year, it's just looking at your life and looking how you can do things, and if you can help in any way, it's in a way it's kind of selfish, because it does make you feel good to do things for others. But yeah, when it comes to my Christmas, I've bought myself a Christmas cake from Fortnum and Mason. That has pretty much blown my Christmas budget, but I was adamant. I absolutely wanted a Christmas cake from Fortnum this year. Plenty of brandy. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of fruit and brandy in there. So in regards to the veg and stuff, I've been out into the garden a couple of days ago, and the ground had thawed, thankfully. So I was able to dig up some Jerusalem artichokes, and I've got one lowly sprout stick in the garden, so that's protected by newspaper so the pigeon doesn't get at my sprouts. And I've got a bit of chard recovering from the frost and things, along with a few other bits of stored cupboard stuff. But I'm actually going round to a friend's for Christmas and Boxing Day, so I might just sort of cook myself a nice meal, maybe towards New Year for when I get back. Yeah. All everyone can see, Shakes, is your bum. Very nice. I do. My chicken, I've raised her to be such a lady. But I think that's about it, really. I mean, it's that thing of, on the community page, I will put highlights of this week in regards to what I've done. I did attempt to I made some really nice coconut biscuits. They turned out really well. But also at the same time, because the oven was already hot, I baked another thing. That's one of the old tips from Granny, which is, while your oven is sort of hot, don't heat it twice. Like, do one baking session, very economical. Do one baking session and then just make it last for the week. So there is a YouTube video for an orange wartime cake that doesn't use any fats, and if I can find the link, I'll put it in the description for you. But I thought, oh, maybe that'll work with the apple sauce, because I'm trying to find out ways of using this apple sauce up. I'm going to use them up. I'm going to use some tomorrow in the mock mince pies. But for now, I thought, well, I wonder if I can just trade the orange juice, the orange, for apple. So, you know, I did the usual. I put all the bits in, minus the fats, and they were an absolute disaster. Don't waste it. It was an absolute disaster. Never again. Inedible, really. Inedible. You know, it didn't work at all, which was such a shame. But never mind, eh? I've also put up a picture of my basket from the farm shop this week. I've spent in total $12.32. I'll show you that next week, because right now I'm using the chicken. But so in total for the next 3 weeks, I've got $17.91 left. But I'm pretty much stocked up now. There's not really a lot to be buying, so hopefully that should last me. What's that, about £6 a week? Oh yeah, that's plenty, just for a bit of milk and a few other bits and bobs. Yeah, that should get me through. I made a nice wreath at the Christmas craft club, where they've got these, my local community centre does heat banks. They're popping up all over the country, where you can go and you can have a cup of tea and you can have something warm to eat, and there's going to be plenty of things for you to do as well. Crafting or writing or whatever people are putting on. I saw one BBC News article this week that there's even a pub. There's a community pub. You think, that's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Ooh, dear. But, yeah, so I hope you're enjoying your Christmas, whatever you choose to do with it. I've noticed that the tone this year with the Christmas adverts and everything, they're not trying to sell you stuff so much this year. That they've changed the tone, and it's nice. It feels more authentic this year of truly what. Oh, the fire's died down. Truly what Christmas is all about, and that's really nice. And for me, there's not really too much present giving, because I'm not really a very commercial consumerism sort of person. Mummy and I, we make baskets for ourselves, and then instead of like buying for each other and everything, we just show each other what we've bought ourselves for Christmas, you know, and that takes out any of the, if you're still having to stick to a budget, then you can stick to the budget that you dictate for yourself. You can still make yourself nice things. You can make it, you know, you can buy as much as you like, or you can make as much as you like, or you can have as much or as little as you like. It's entirely up to you. And then you get to show each other what you've got for Christmas, you know, which is a nice little twist on it, and it takes the money factor out of it, because I imagine that's going through an awful lot of people's minds this Christmas, far more than usual. So yeah, but I just enjoy the twinkles, you know, the lights. I enjoy the festivities, you know, such as the markets and the fairs and the ice rinks in town. And I enjoy the carol singing. I've been to church, done a bit of la 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 la. You know, you always end up with sherry and mince pies, and that's is it wrong to say that's the best bit? I don't know. It is for me. You get to have a good natter with everybody after you've had an hour or so of sing song, and that was really lovely. I went with a friend, and yeah, and it's just having nice food. You know, it's just don't need to eat yourself crazy, you know. I don't think the true spirit of Christmas is sat working your way through an entire box of Quality Street, tin of Quality Street in one go. But, you know, you can try. You can go for it, you know. Fill your boots. But yeah. And also, if you do find yourself on your own, or you don't have that many people in your life. I mean, I don't really. You know, I'm quite reclusive in a way. But I found last year, as I was walking around town, I usually try to do a bit of a walk of an evening, and then I come home, and turmeric lattes are absolutely lovely, but I don't have the milk on my ration this year, so it's just tea. But if you don't have people to write Christmas cards for, but you'd like to write Christmas cards, then as you go around and you spot houses that have really made an effort, they really put their lights on and it's brought you just that tiniest little bit of joy, drop them a Merry Christmas, you know. And you can either write it specifically for that house and go off on a journey, or you could just take a few with you, and when you see them, you know, Merry Christmas from a neighbour. Oof. Is that a bit weird? I don't think that's a bit weird. I think you enjoy writing them. They've brought you joy from the lights and all the decorations that they've put on. And it's the beauty of Christmas is all about bringing people together. It's not about buying things. All you need for a happy, happy Christmas is warmth, conversation, maybe a few hugs, and something in your tummy. And that's really all you need. You know, everything else is just decoration. But yeah. So on that note, I think I will leave you to enjoy your festivities, and I'll see you again soon. Take care and Merry Christmas. Bye. Oh, sorry, shakes.